How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel where today I am doing my favorite thing on my favorite website, which is tiermaker.com, and we are going to be ranking almost 100 movies. I think it's 82 movies released in the year 2019. As you can see behind me on the screen, there's a whole bunch of them, and some of them are incredible, some of them are terrible. Of course, as per usual, I'm going to go ahead and shrink myself down to size and throw myself in the top corner. As you can see on the screen, my ranking system on tiermaker.com: S, A, B, C, D, and F. S being the best, F being the worst. S tier meaning this is an incredible movie. I'd rewatch it a million times. A is this movie is great, but it is not the best movie of the year. It's not one of the best of the year. Usually there's only like 5 to 7 movies in S tier. Um A tier there's a couple quite a few more. B tier is a good movie, rewatchable. I'd be willing to rewatch this, every couple of years or so. Um or every year. C tier is middle of the line. It's like, it was all right. I I I would watch it again, but like maybe in a decade, or it's maybe if someone who hasn't seen it is like, oh hey Ed, can you watch this with me? All right, all right. D tier is bad. This movie is something that I wouldn't watch again, um unless it is a part of a franchise that I enjoy, or something like that. If it's a sequel to a franchise that's otherwise not terrible. And then F tier is just a piece of crap movie. Um, I hope to never rewatch it. That's basically what that is. So let's go ahead and get into it without further ado. We have, like I said, 82 movies on this list. That's a lot of movies. Starting with 47 Meters Down Uncaged, which I'm going to put in B tier. 47 Meters Down Uncaged. I have this movie on Blu-ray. I purposely went and watched this one because I hadn't seen it in a couple of years. I really enjoy this movie, but it's not a great film. It's definitely not an S tier, and I just don't think A tier is the right the right place for 47 Meters Down Uncaged. Of course, this movie follows a family and their friends, as they're going to this watering hole area that the father's doing research at, trying to find an underwater, like basically underwater, like city temple thing, and inside it there is the sharks that are like blind. It's wild. I'm not gonna lie, it's wild. They're so because they're blind, their sense of like smell and motion is crazy. The movie really is good. Like it's good at getting you invested. Like, but it's not Jaws, And I think that's the problem, is it's not Jaws. Anyways, moving on to our second movie, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood, starring Tom Hanks as Fred Rogers. Guys, this movie is my first F tier. A lot of people love a beautiful day in the neighborhood, but I cannot get behind it. I love Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Grew up loving it. So when this movie first came out, I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be awesome." I had not watched it until about 2 weeks ago, which is crazy because it's been what, almost a decade. But I remember, watching the documentary that came out the year before this movie. It was called "Won't You Be My Neighbor," and that was a documentary on Fred Rogers' life, which I think is a far superior movie to A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. I expected this movie to be totally different, and while it still is a decent story, a lot of it's very condescending in my opinion. Like I don't enjoy the characters. They hyped up Mr. Rogers, and then it's just like very weirdly done. I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. and it is the first F tier in this list. Up next is A Dog's Way Home. This movie is a B tier. I really, really enjoyed it, but it doesn't belong in A or S tier. Um, Whether I'd rewatch it over 47 Meters Uncaged, I would. I would rewatch it over 47 Meters Uncaged. A Dog's Way Home. It's a cute movie about a dog who's trying to find his way home. Oh wow, really? To his family, and encounters all this crazy different stuff, and he helps people. And what is it? There's honestly, the thing that threw me off the most was the CGI mountain lion, um, that they call Big Kitty, which is also adorable. So whatever. It's a really cute movie. If you've never seen Dog's Way Home, definitely go check it out. Up next is Madea Family Funeral. And this is C tier. Um, I love Madea. Medea's great. Tyler Perry is a genius with comedy. This movie just doesn't hit it for me. It's just not my favorite. I watched it about a month ago, and it's just forgettable. It really is. Up next, we have Abominable, and this is going to be another C tier. It is just forgettable. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's just, it exists. So it's mid. Ad Astra, and again, people are gonna hate me for it, but it's another C tier. Brad Pitt in Ad Astra. I remember buying the Blu-ray years ago at Best Buy, and I've watched it once or twice, and both times I'm just like, I don't understand why people enjoyed this movie. It's not that great. So I'm throwing it in C tier, and that's where it's staying. Up next, we've got the live action Aladdin movie. And I hate doing this, but 2019 so far, not a great year. Aladdin is going top of C tier in front of Medea's Family Funeral. I do not love the Aladdin live action movie. I'm a massive fan of the original Aladdin animated film. I loved the voice work of Robin Williams as the genie, and I just really felt like no matter who it was getting in the genie role, it was never going to live up to Robin Williams, and Will Smith just isn't that man. He's just not. It doesn't help that I've also since lost respect for Will Smith after he smacked the shit out of Chris Rock for a joke. Kind of pathetic. But yeah, I'm just not a big fan of the movie. Otherwise, I think the guy that plays Aladdin is damn good. And I think it's one of, if I'm being honest, it is one of the better Disney live action movies, live action remake movies, but it's still not good. It's mid. Up next, we have Angry Birds 2, which is mid, and we're putting it under Ad Astra. I've watched that movie probably 70 times because my nephew would watch the Angry Birds movies all the time, and I have no idea. I have no idea what happens in this movie. So if that doesn't prove that it is a forgettable movie, you know. Annabelle Comes Home. This is the third Annabelle movie, and I'm going to put it in C tier, in front of Madea Family Funeral, behind Aladdin. Even though I'd probably rewatch Annabelle Comes Home more so than Aladdin, that's only because she's a part of the same franchise as Annabelle Creation, which is a phenomenal movie. I think I put Annabelle Creation in S tier. Um, I'm not gonna go looking, but I'm pretty positive I did. But Annabelle Comes Home, it it focuses more on Ed and Lorraine Warren's daughter and her babysitters and the love interest of the babysitter and her friend, and they're all like at the Warrens' house, and all these different spirits um come into the house and start haunting it because of Annabelle. And the movie's just silly. It plays into a lot of bullshit, and it's just not as good as Annabelle Creation, and it was disappointing. I remember seeing it for the first time, and I was just like, man, I wish they did this right. So, up next, oh boy, Avengers Endgame, S tier. It's got to go there. I remember watching this movie in the movie theaters. Phenomenal experience. Well, the movie was a phenomenal experience in the theaters. Quick story: what happened in the theaters was, me and my friends. I think there were five of us, 5 or 6 of us. We had purposely purchased our tickets beforehand, which was still kind of a new concept back in 2019. We had purchased our tickets beforehand on the app. We were going to a Cinemark, and we got there opening day, super excited to see this movie, and there's some guy in my seat, and he's with like 3 other girls, and all my friends are sitting down, and my best friend looks at me. He's like, "What's wrong, Eddie?" And I was like, "I don't have a seat. This guy's in my seat." And so I was like, you know what? This is my seat. I paid for this like 2 weeks in advance, 3 weeks in advance. It was a while. Like, we were ready. And I was like, hey, man, I was like, you're in my seat. It's not a big deal. Just go back to yours, and I'm a just watch the movie in my seat. And he was like, oh, but I was here before you. And I was like, yeah, and I paid for this seat almost a month ago. And he was like, yeah, but I'm with my friends. And I was like, me too, dickhead. I was like, look at them all. And all my buddies are looking at him. And I get very angry when people are rude to me for no good reason. I was trying to be personable, and he was just like, all right, well, I'm not moving. And so I physically grabbed the dude's arm and ripped him out of the seat. I'm a big guy. I'm not tall, but I'm basically just like a, a, a ball of a human. Like, I'm a 5'9" Polish dude. You don't mess with a Polak, and especially a Polak who loves his movies. And I grabbed his arm and I ripped him out of the seat, and all the 3 girls next to him were all like, because I grabbed them, and I looked at him and I went, "Go sit in your fucking seat." And he like walked past me and all my friends down to his seat, and I sat in my seat, and I looked and turned to the girls, and I went, "Lovely day we're having, right?" And like smiled, and they were so angry the entire time. And you know what? That all would have been avoided if the guy just didn't sit in my seat. So that's my fun little story about the Avengers Endgame. I then sat there for 3 hours and loved that movie. Um, One of the best movie experiences I've ever had. I think the only other movie experience as good as Endgame was Halloween 2018. And that was because me and my best friend, big Halloween fans, went and saw that at the midnight release, and that was just peak. Anyways, up next we've got Black Christmas. Guys, another F tier. Black Christmas 2019 is horrible. This movie deserves to be just burned and forgotten about. The original Black Christmas is a great film. The 2006 remake, which people often make fun of, call it Black Xmas. Um, People shit on that. I enjoy that movie. This movie is the most just, uh, it's just a self-righteous piece of shit. If you enjoy 2019's Black Christmas, uh, there's something wrong with you, and you probably need to talk about it, because that movie is by far, honestly, the worst movie of the year. Up next we've got Blinded by the Light, which is a movie about a kid living in England. I think he's Pakistani. Is it Pakistanian? I think that's what he is. And he just loves like Bruce Springsteen. It's okay. I would put it in C tier in front of a Medea Family Funeral. I watched it once. I have the Blu-ray. I can't remember if I have the DVD or Blu-ray. I think I had the DVD, And then I found the Blu-ray for like $1 at a thrift store, and so I bought that and I got rid of the DVD. Um, I've watched it once. It was all right. I'd watch it again if I'm ever wanting to watch, like, I don't know, movies that are like Blinded by the Light. But it's just, I don't know. It's all right. It's not great. It's not bad. Um, yeah. Next we've got Booksmart, which a lot of people give shit, but I enjoy Booksmart enough to put it in A tier. I think Booksmart is one of the better comedies of 2019, but also 2019 it's such a hard time with comedy because I feel like old comedy kind of went away somewhere around 2012, 2013, and there's just comedy was struggling for a long time. It's finally starting to come back just a little bit, just a little bit. Um, and I'm hoping it's fully back in the next 5 years or so. But Booksmart is genuinely it's a smart comedy. I love the girls, the main characters, main actresses in this film. I love their dynamic because they're not like hoity-toity, you know, fancy schmancy rich white girls like they'd be in like a 90s movie or an early 2000s movie. They're down to earth, regular girls who, you know, say dumb shit just like guys do. And it's like, it's a comedy. It's basically like an American Pie with less dirtiness in it, but with two girls instead of four dudes. I don't know how else to explain it. It's a good movie. It's a coming of age movie. They're girls in high school, gonna be graduating, going off to college, and it's just a good time. I've always enjoyed watching it. I own the Blu-ray of it. If you've never seen Booksmart, I absolutely recommend it, as I have put it in A tier. Up next, we've got Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel, I feel like over the years has gotten a lot of hate. A lot of it justified, some of it not. If I were gonna put it anywhere, I would put Captain Marvel in C tier behind Annabelle Comes Home. It's not a great movie. I'd rather watch Aladdin and I'd rather watch Annabelle Comes Home before Captain Marvel. I own it on 4K. I've watched it probably twice, and that's only because I was going through all the Marvel movies. So it's just all right. It's not great. The best part of this movie is that at one point Captain Marvel goes into a blockbuster, and my nostalgic ass was just like, "Oh, my home away from home." I loved Blockbuster as a kid, and the loss of Blockbuster is a major reason why I started collecting movies on physical media to begin with. So yeah, seeing Blockbuster was like chef's kiss. Up next, we've got Cats, which, ladies and gentlemen, is an F tier movie in front of Black Christmas. Um, if you've never seen Cats, good on you. Good on you. Um, yeah. I mean, just look it up. Oh boy. Up next we have Child's Play, which is a movie that a lot of people give hate to, but I think it's an incredible movie. S tier is insane. No, Child's Play is good. I would probably put it in C tier, behind Blinded by the Light. It's just not my movie. Um, I think that if they didn't use the Child's Play IP, that this movie would have been a lot better. It just suffers from using the intellectual property of Chucky, of Child's Play. Um, I don't think it's necessarily a bad movie. I just think that it was marketed horribly, and if it was a different doll's name, it would have been a much more successful film. With that being said, I will never shake the fact that it is a Child's Play movie. C tier. Up next we've got Crawl, which is good, not bad. I saw this in theaters when it came out. I would put this movie in Man. I'd put it in C tier behind Annabelle Comes Home. It's good. It's not great. I enjoyed it for what it was. I think I own it on DVD. Found it for like $7 at a Walmart one time, and I was like, all right, I DVD for Crawl, I guess. It's not like it's an incredible movie. I don't need the Blu-ray or 4K. Up next, we've got The Curse of La Llorona, which is a movie that, when it came out, I was extremely excited for, only for it to not be great. I think that this movie has a lot, that it could have been, and it just isn't. With that being said, it is C tier behind Child's Play. It's still not D tier. I'm saving D tier. D tier has something special going for it. I promise. D tier will be used. I just think that 2019 is the year of mid movies. It's just not. It's just, and I think that's gonna happen a lot more often now that now that we're hitting the 2020 mark. A lot of bullshit has been releasing. They aren't making as many great movies anymore. A lot of stuff's on streaming at this point. And even then, just lazy writing. Just a lot of lazy writing. Anyways, Detective Pikachu. I haven't seen this movie in a long time. I remember buying the DVD on Black Friday 2020, I think. No, 2019 Black Friday. Um, Great, great time. I think it also works its way into like the actual anime storyline, in a weird way with the first ever Pokemon movie. I would put this movie in bottom B tier. Definitely something I want to rewatch because it's been a while. But when I watched it, I remember it being really good and enjoyable. And I was like, all right, I can get behind this. Up next, we got Doctor Sleep, which is the sequel to one of my favorite horror movies, The Shining. It's also my favorite book. And I think Doctor Sleep is B tier. I would put it probably in B tier, in front of Detective Pikachu, behind 47 Meters Down Uncaged. I'm not a massive fan of Doctor Sleep. I own the Blu-ray. I've seen the alternate cut of the movie. Um, I'm just not a huge fan of it. It's good. It's rewatchable and it's good, but I'm not. It's not the first horror movie I'll go to and be like, let's do it up. Up next, we've got Dora and the Lost Treasure, something like that. Yeah, this movie's a C tier in front of Abominable. It's just not perfect. It's mid. I own the Blu-ray. I bought it for like $3. And I'll probably only ever rewatch it if somebody else wants to watch it. Like I watched that with my girlfriend, and if she wanted to rewatch it, I'd rewatch it. Otherwise, I'm probably never gonna touch the movie again. Up next, we've got the live action Dumbo. Remember when I said I was reserving a place for the letter D? Dumbo. D for Dumbo. What is this movie? This movie is terrible. I can't stand Dumbo's live action remake. I mean, we we take like an 80-minute movie and turn it into like 2.5 hours of just absolute bullshit, most of which doesn't have to do with Dumbo himself. I mean, it's just awful. Compared to the animated movie, Dumbo's live action is trash. And if you agree with me, you're a good person. And if you don't agree with me, you're probably a good person. I don't know you. Anyways, up next we've got El Camino, the Breaking Bad movie, which follows Jesse and a couple of his buddies after the events of Breaking Bad's finale. I remember watching this, and for every good moment, there is like a shitty, like, okay, this is dragging on kind of situation. That being said, C tier in front of Captain Marvel, behind Crawl. I think this was a Netflix original, and I truly enjoyed it, but it's not something I'd ever rewatch on its own. You know what I mean? I'd only rewatch El Camino if I rewatch Breaking Bad. And I feel like that's fair. Like, nobody's just going to watch El Camino to watch El Camino, because they wouldn't understand the storyline. So it's literally in its title, a Breaking Bad sequel. Like, so. Up next, we've got The Escape Room, which I'm going to put in A tier behind Booksmart. I really enjoy this movie. I think The Escape Room is genuinely a very good movie. It's like a mystery thriller horror type movie, where these people are all stuck in an escape room and they have to escape these rooms, or they die. And it's a fun movie. I think the movie got a lot of hate. Me personally, I really enjoyed it, and so far it's in my top 3 movies of the year. So there's that. I think it has a sequel. I've never seen its sequel. Up next, we've got Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. This was the movie with Zac Efron about Ted Bundy, and I'd put it bottom B tier. I'm not the biggest fan of the movie, but it's good enough that I'd rewatch it. Just not as good as the other movies in B tier and above. That's all. Fighting with My Family. I love this movie. Dare I put it in A tier in front of Booksmart. I think Fighting with My Family is one of the best movies of 2019. I don't know if I'd put it in S tier. That's why I'm putting it top of A. This movie is based on the life of professional wrestler Paige, or Saraya. She worked for the WWE. She worked for AEW. And this movie was produced by Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. And it was just a very, I don't know, entertaining movie. I enjoyed it. So, yeah. It's about her upbringing and her getting into the business. 5 Feet Apart. This was one of the Sprouse twins. That's the most I remember about this movie. I would put this in B tier in front of Detective Pikachu. I'd rewatch it. It's been quite a few years. I have the Blu-ray of it. The main reason I ever even watched it was because it's got, I think it's Dylan Sprouse. It's got one of the Sprouse twins from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and Sweet Life on Deck, which of course I loved as a kid. After that, we've got Ford v Ferrari. This movie is S tier. These are the type of movies that don't deserve to be in S tier. Ford v Ferrari is phenomenal. I remember I worked at Walmart for like a 3-month stint. I was between jobs and I was like, I guess I'll work at Walmart. And I worked in the electronics section, and I bought this movie on DVD. It had just released, and I didn't want to pay. I didn't know how good the movie was going to be. I remember it being hyped up, and I didn't want to buy the Blu-ray of it for, I think it was like $26 when it first came out. So I paid 16 for something like that, $17 for the DVD, and it blew me away. I really, really loved the story. It's based on a true story. I loved Ford versus Ferrari. If you've never seen it, check it out. Even if you're not a car guy or gal, check the movie out. It's entertaining. We've then got Frozen 2, which is forgettable. I would probably rewatch it over. I'd rewatch it over El Camino. So, C tier behind Crawl. Um, it's a decent sequel, but it's not good. It's mid. Then we have Glass. Okay, this is the sequel to Unbreakable, the sequel to Split. Both of which I enjoyed those movies very much, and Glass just isn't that movie. Ah, man, I really don't like it. D tier in front of Dumbo. Um, it's just every thought about the movie I have for it is a negative, because it's just not good. Up next, we've got Godzilla, what is it, King of the Monsters, the sequel. Yeah, this movie just exists. I would put it in front of Dora. I'm not a huge Godzilla guy. I think the 2014 Godzilla was much better. Um, I didn't used to like it, rewatched it, liked it a lot. And then the sequel is just not my thing. Happy Death Day to You is B tier behind A Dog's Way Home. I think Happy Death Day to You, not as good as the original, is still a good sequel and is a B tier for me. Then we have Hellboy. Oh, this thing should go to hell. Behind the Glass in D tier. This is David Harbour as Hellboy. Not Ron. What's his name? Ron Perlman. I mean, good lord, this movie was bad. I have it on 4K. I bought the 4K for like $5. That's how bad Hellboy was. We then have Hobbs and Shaw, which is a Fast and Furious Presents movie, kind of like Tokyo Drift. I'd put Hobbs and Shaw. I'd put Hobbs and Shaw in probably in C. I'll put it in B tier at the very bottom. It's a good movie. It's a fun time. We then have. Oh, I'm gonna have people unhappy with me. How to Train Your Dragon 3. It is, and I'm being polite, I don't love the How to Train Your Dragon movies. C tier. Bottom of C tier. Not a big fan. Which is probably why I don't love Abominable. It's just made by the same people, and I don't love these movies. I don't. I Trapped the Devil. This movie was interesting. It's a low budget movie. I'd put it in C tier, um, behind The Curse of La Llorona. Only because I'd probably rewatch La Llorona, because it's technically in the Conjuring universe before I'd ever rewatch I Trapped the Devil. But I Trapped the Devil is a small budget movie about a man who's trapped the devil in his basement, and he's trying to convince his brother and his brother's wife that this person that he is trapped is in fact the devil. And it's a very weird movie that a lot of people wouldn't like. A lot of people would be like, this movie is terrible. It's an F tier. But I love weird, suggestive horror. And that's exactly what this is. So, In the Tall Grass. This movie is just, it pisses me off. I'm going to put it in C tier, though. Probably in front of Blinded by the Light, behind Captain Marvel. It's not a great movie. It pisses me off, but it's weird, and I like weird. I think it's based on a Stephen King book. It's got Patrick Wilson in it from the Conjuring movies, Ed Warren, or the Insidious movies. He's kind of just like the lead, but there's also other characters that I guess could be in the lead role. He's the most recognizable in this movie. Up next, we've got a comedy called Isn't It Romantic with Rebel Wilson. I watched this one with the girlfriend, and while the movie is a good time, it's very predictable and silly. That being said, I'd still rewatch it over a lot of movies on this list. So I would put Isn't It Romantic in C tier behind Crawl, in front of Frozen 2. It's predictable and stupid, but I enjoy a predictably stupid comedy. And I'm not gonna put it in B tier or above, but I'd rewatch it every now and then. Every couple years I'd throw it on. Up next is It Chapter 2. Not anywhere near as good as the original Chapter 1 in 2017, but I'll throw it at the bottom of B tier. I'll throw it a bone and put it there instead of C tier. If it was C tier, it'd be the top of it. And I just don't want to take Aladdin's, life away. Aladdin deserves top of C tier because it's still not a terrible movie. So It Chapter 2, bottom of B tier. Then we have John Wick 3, D tier, bottom D tier, bottom D tier, F tier, D tier, F tier, D tier, F tier. I hate these movies. John Wick sucks. We're gonna put it at the bottom of D tier, and that's me being polite. If anything, it is top of F tier, but we'll say bottom D tier. I hate John Wick 2. I hate John Wick 3. I've never seen the fourth one. I haven't seen Ballerina, which is a spin off of it. I am not a fan of the John Wick franchise whatsoever outside of the first movie. The first one is great. After that, I don't care. I don't care. Up next, we've got Joker. Joker is a good time. I really think Joker is a great movie. Um, would I say it's one of the best of the year? I would not put it in S tier. I would put Joker in A tier under Booksmart, which I'm probably going to get a lot of hate because a lot of people loved Joker. But rewatch it, guys. I just don't think it hits as much as it used to. And I've only ever seen the movie twice. Or I'm sorry, once. I've only ever seen the movie once. And it's a good movie, but it's just not the best of the year. Right now, it's still cracking my top 5 as it is in 5th place, but that will change, and I promise you that much. Up next, we've got Jumanji: The Next Level, which is Jumanji 3 for you new aged kids. Jumanji 3, because the Robin Williams movie still exists in this universe, so stop saying Jumanji 2. It is Jumanji 3, and yeah, it's okay. It's not great. I would put it bottom of B tier. It's not C tier, so I'm not putting it there. I still think it's better than Aladdin. Up next, we've got Knives Out, which is a very good movie. I'm going to put Knives Out in S tier. I think I think Knives Out is a phenomenally well done um, murder mystery. Truly. I've never seen any of its sequels. I want to. I just haven't gotten around to it. I'm sure because I make these videos, I'm gonna have to get around to it. Up next, we've got the live action Lady and the Tramp from Disney Plus. And need I say any more? D tier behind Hellboy. I can't even do that. D tier in front of Hellboy behind glass. Hellboy was terrible. It's just not a good movie. All right? If I'm going to watch The Lady and Tramp, I'm going to watch the original Lady and the Tramp movie, which is a masterpiece. I don't understand why Disney makes these movies live action. It's not even real animals. The dogs aren't real. It's CGI. It's not live action. They are computer generated images. That's like the Lion King. It's not real. It's computer generated images. I like I don't get it. I really don't. Whatever. At least with movies like The Jungle Book from 2016, yeah, the animals are CGI, but Mowgli's real, and like the you know what I mean? I don't know. I just think I can't stand all the CGI in live action movies. Up next, we've got a comedy called Little, which I actually enjoyed. I recently watched this for the first time ever, and while it's not a great movie, it's something that I'd watch every couple of years. With that being said, I'd put it in front of Isn't It Romantic in C tier. So it's definitely cracking the top few movies of the C tier, which, I mean, for me to say it's better than movies that went crazy big, like Frozen 2, Captain Marvel, In the Tall Grass, La Llorona, these movies did well financially. I think Little's better than those movies. Up next, we've got a Blumhouse horror thriller. It's called Ma, and it is a good time. I would put Ma in B tier behind Doctor Sleep in front of 5 Feet Apart. I enjoy Ma. I think that I don't know the actress's name, the main character, the woman that plays Ma. I think she's phenomenal. Um, Part of me feels like she's got an O in her name, but I could be totally wrong. Um, but she is a phenomenal actress, and I wish she did more stuff like horror. But I think she's done a lot of comedy. We then have Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, the sequel, which is just not as good as the first one. I recently watched it with my girlfriend, and I don't love it. If I was gonna watch it, I would put it behind. My gosh, yeah, I'd put it behind In the Tall Grass in C tier, which is a significant drop from where I had the original Maleficent movie. Men in Black International. Oof. It exists. It's not terrible. It exists. Uh, they tried just rebooting the Men in Black franchise without Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, and of course it doesn't work. I would put this in C tier in front of Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, behind In the Tall Grass. That's where it belongs. I have the DVD of it because I didn't care if I had the DVD versus the Blu-ray, and I think I bought it on Black Friday for like $5. Midsummer, fucking good movie. Um, Slow at times. Sometimes you're just like, Jesus Christ, come on. It's not an S tier. Anybody that's like, oh, S tier, obvious S tier, it's not an S tier. Midsummer, a phenomenal movie, but it is not an S tier for me. I'm gonna put Midsummer under Booksmart. In front of Joker, under Booksmart in A tier. I really love, and this is a me thing. All right, this is a me thing. I love a good comedy, and Fighting with My Family and Booksmart both have good comedy in it. It's not lazy, it's good. And I don't get bored like I do halfway through Midsummer, where they're just like being very slow with the storyline or they focus too long on a certain scene. I think that Midsummer, if they lost 25 minutes of their runtime, would have been a lot better of a movie. Probably would have been S tier, but that's just me. Murder Mystery, Adam Sandler, Jennifer Aniston. Not a big fan of this one. I'm gonna go ahead and put this one in front of Maleficent, behind Men in Black International, C tier. Not a big fan of Murder Mystery, and I've never even seen the sequel that exists, so we'll see. Up next, we've got Nancy Drew and the Case of the Hidden Staircase, or something like that. Um, or it's just Nancy Drew and the Hidden Staircase. I don't know why I said the Case of the Hidden Staircase, but this is another C tier. I would probably rewatch it over Maleficent 2. Actually, I'd probably rewatch it over Murder Mystery 2. So, right in front of Murder Mystery, C tier. It's got the girl from the first It Chapter 1 movie that plays Beverly. She plays Nancy Drew. I still think the Nancy Drew with Emma Roberts is superior, just so every Nancy Drew fan is aware. Noelle, this movie is stupid. Not a fan of it. This was one of the first Disney Plus movies. Is it not? I think it was I think it was like their first Christmas original that they made. Um, Not great. I would put Noelle in C tier under Dora in front of Abominable. And I think the only reason I would ever rewatch Noelle, I've watched it once, and I think the only reason I would ever rewatch Noelle is because it's a Christmas movie, and sometimes I like to switch things up from my normal, probably like 20 Christmas things I like to watch every year. I usually watch like 40 movies every December, 30 to 40 movies every December. Um, Noelle might slip its way in there. But other than that, like I said, C tier. It's every couple of years, every decade. It's just not a great movie. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, S tier, right behind Avengers Endgame. Incredible movie. I love this movie entirely. The rewriting of history that Quentin Tarantino does. Brad Pitt, Leo DiCaprio are both great in this movie. I think that oh my god, why do I not remember her name right now? Oof. She plays Sharon Tate. She's Barbie. Margot Robbie. Holy cow. I think Margot Robbie is incredible in this movie. Um, I truly, truly, really enjoy this film. Up next we have. My God, what is this logo? I'm also blind. Oh, I know what this is. I apologize. The Peanut Butter Falcon. There's no words here. You just see three people, and I know exactly what it is now. The Peanut Butter Falcon. This is a movie with Shia LaBeouf. It's about a boy with special needs wanting to become a professional wrestler, and it's a good movie. It's not incredible, but I'm gonna put it in B tier in front of Extremely Wicked, Shockingly Evil, and Vile. Definitely worth checking out. The Peanut Butter Falcon. We then have Pet Cemetery, which is a movie a lot of people hate, but I really enjoyed. And I enjoyed that it was different from the old film. I'm going to go ahead and put it in B tier in front of everything but A Dog's Way Home. That's how good I think it is. Which, so far, other than Escape Room, is my best horror movie of the year so far. That's crazy. Playing with Fire, great comedy. I like this comedy a lot. This is top of B tier. I'm not going to put it in A tier. Great comedy, though. A little lazy with story writing at times, but they were able to get away with it for me. Top of B tier. I have the DVD of this movie. I've watched it probably 2 or 3 times since owning it, and I enjoy it. Rambo Last Blood. This movie doesn't do it for me. I'm gonna put it um, probably behind. I don't know. C tier is such a mess of movies. I'd probably put it behind Nancy Drew. Rambo Last Blood. Rambo goes to Mexico and fucks up people that took his daughter and or granddaughter, I can't remember, and brutally hurt her with like physically and mentally, and he goes to save her, and it what I didn't understand is the movie basically just shits on women, which I laugh, but it's like he's like, I gotta come save you because you got lost in Mexico and now you're being sexually assaulted by the Mexican cartel. What did I tell you? Not to go to Mexico. And it's like, I told you so, woman. And like, that's what it gives off. And it yeah, like that's how it came off. It's not like a dad or grandfather being like, you need to be safe. I love you, but like it comes off weird to me. Anyways, Ready or Not, Here I Come. Ready or Not is a very good movie. Very good movie. I'm going to put it A tier behind Midsommar. Ready or Not, very good movie. If you've never seen it, Samara Weaving does a phenomenal job. They just came out with the second one, Ready or Not 2. I think it's called the tagline Here I Come or Here We Come, something like that. Richard Jewell, fucking great movie. Richard Jewell is a movie that everybody should watch. I loved Richard Jewell, mainly because it's a part of history that people don't talk about every day, but it's important to talk about it. I'm gonna put A tier. I'm gonna put top of A tier. Richard Jewell. Richard Jewell, everybody. Richard Jewell is famously known as a security guard who found a suspicious backpack at a concert that he was working, and it ended up having an explosive device in it. And had he not found it, could have killed thousands of people, hundreds to thousands of people. And luckily, it. I don't know if there were any casualties. I don't know if there were any deaths, but it did hurt people. I do think people died. I do think people died because the bomb did go off, but it was like after Richard had found it and they were trying to get everybody out of there. So without Richard Jewell finding the bomb, more people would have gotten hurt. More people would have died. And after the fact, he's like, oh, this hero. Everybody loves Richard Jewell. And then the media and the FBI just fucking flip it on him. And they're like, you're the one that left the bomb there. And Richard Jewell, this dumb goofball of a man, just constantly makes them feel like he's the bad guy. But it's a phenomenal movie, and the guy that plays him, and I can't remember, is it Paul Walter Hauser or something like that? What is this dude's name? Um, what is it? He is phenomenal though in the role. What is the name of the actor who plays Richard Jewell? Because I need to know. Yeah, I got the name right. Paul Walter Hauser. Which he's very famous for. Um, what is it? He's in the new Naked Gun movie. I think he's like Liam Neeson's sidekick. But what is it? The movie also has Sam Rockwell in it. And the dude from Mad Men. What's his name? I don't remember his name. The dude from Mad Men. But yeah, very, very, very good movie. Up next, we've got Satanic Panic. Bought the Blu-ray of this movie from Walmart, and it's cheesy. It's cheesy. I'd rewatch it over Rambo Last Blood, though. C tier. Scary stories to tell in the dark. This movie is stupid, and if you disagree with me, you're wrong. I'd still nonetheless put it over Frozen 2 in C tier. Secret Life of Pets 2. I just don't care for it. I'll put it behind Ad Astra in C tier. We then have Shazam, which is good, but can, like, I don't know. I'm putting Shazam in C tier behind Little in front of Isn't It Romantic. I'm just not a huge fan of Shazam. It's good, but it's not good. Like, I'm not gonna go and rewatch Shazam anytime soon. You know, if I'm gonna rewatch a superhero movie, especially a DC superhero movie, I'm gonna go rewatch Batman 1989. All right, that's what I'm gonna rewatch. I'm gonna rewatch the original Superman. All right, that's what I'm gonna rewatch. Um, I'd rather rewatch The Flash than Shazam. Anyways, that being said, Spider-Man Far From Home, which I think is okay. It's a good movie. It's definitely in the B tier. Where in B tier, I want to say under Doctor Sleep in front of Ma. That's where I'll put it. B tier movie. It's not an incredible Marvel movie, but it exists and it's a good time. Star Wars: The Last Skywalker, or The Rise of Skywalker. Why did I say The Last Skywalker? The Rise of Skywalker. Right? I don't care. F tier. Fuck this movie. Honestly. Fuck this movie. F tier in front of all the F tiers. Fuck this movie. I can't stand Star Wars anymore. Everything after The Force Awakens, it just kept getting worse and worse, and it's The Rise of Skywalker. I'm just now in my head picturing the title. I just can't stand it. They ruined every good character and made me not fucking care. So, like, dude, they killed Han Solo. The actress for Princess Leia dies, and so they have to kill her off. They kill off Luke Skywalker, which they did in a terrible fashion. Finn never lives up to the potential he could have been in The Force Awakens, which pisses me off because he's far cooler than Rey ever was. I mean, come on. We've got our for the first time in Star Wars, a main character who's black, which is awesome, because that's representation. And then to top that off, he's a stormtrooper gone rogue. That's awesome. And they don't care. He's like subplot character. He's just exists in the background come the third movie. Fuck Star Wars, dude. Fuck it. Fuck it. Star Wars was once incredible and they ruined it. F tier. I don't care. Stuber. This is Dave Bautista from WWE and what's his name? Kumail Nanjiani, that are in this movie. And this is a good comedy, actually. I'm going to put this bottom of A tier. I really love Stuber. I have the Blu-ray of it, and I enjoy it. Tall Girl. Oh, Tall Girl. Tall Girl. You're going to go in D tier in front of Lady and the Tramp. I watched this movie for the first time ever with my girlfriend probably about 2 months ago. What the fuck is that outfit at the end of the movie? I mean, good lord, I don't know, whatever. They were trying to do something with that movie and it didn't work. The Addams Family, the animated version, it's good. I'd probably rewatch it if I was asked to. I'll put it in front of Satanic Panic in C tier. It's just not my cup of tea. I'd rewatch the live action movies far more, and I do rewatch the live action movies far more than I ever rewatched the animated movie from 2019 or its sequel. I don't think I've ever seen its sequel. I've seen the 2019 animated though. But the live action ones from the 90s, I rewatch every October or late September because I like to pregame the month of October because I'm a big horror and Halloween fan. Up next is John Travolta as The Fanatic, which is a movie that a lot of people don't even know exists, and it's not a great movie, but I enjoyed it the one time that I watched it, and I'd rewatch it. Honestly, we're coming up on about the time that I'd rewatch it. It's probably been about 6 years since I watched it, 6 or 7 years, and I'd rewatch it, honestly, but I'd put it behind in the tall grass in C tier. It's still a mid movie. It's not anything that I'd rewatch every year or willingly. It'd be like it's just like it's been a long time. Maybe I'll rewatch it. You know, The Gallows Act 2, F tier. In front of it, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Not a good movie. Even the first Gallows isn't a great movie, and that's produced by Blumhouse. And then The Gallows Act 2 has no connection with Blumhouse whatsoever, and that's just oof. All right. The Haunting of Sharon Tate, which is a realistic telling of the same story that happens in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where Sharon Tate does die. Stars Hilary Duff, and it is F tier, and it is in front of Black Christmas, F tier. Terrible movie. I sat there and watched it and wanted to die. So yeah. We then have The Irishman, S tier, in front of Ford versus Ferrari, behind Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I love The Irishman. I love the story of it all. And I love just, I don't know. Living in Pennsylvania, growing up in Pennsylvania, all this stuff was happening here. You know, this stuff was the whole mob and mafia type stuff. That was all Pennsylvania and New Jersey. Um, like I live 20 minutes away from oh god, what's his name? The man that Joe Pesci plays in this movie. What is the name of him? I have to look it up on my phone real quick or I'm going to lose my mind. Uh, 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 uh. Russell Bufalino. I thought it was Bufalino. Um, I live not even 20 minutes, probably 15 minutes away from Bufalino's grave. And I just, it is just an incredibly interesting topic. And a lot of it happened right here in my area. So I just really, really love the history of it all. So S tier, great movie. Up next, we've got the movie The Last Summer. This movie is terrible. F tier. I would put it behind Cats, even in front of The Haunting of Sharon Tate. Um, yeah, bad movie. Not a fan of it whatsoever. Up next, we have The Upside. Phenomenal movie. S tier. And I'm putting it behind The Irishman, which makes it 4th place for the year 2019. This movie is Bryan Cranston and Kevin Hart. Cranston plays a disabled man or a handicapped individual who needs a full-time care worker. He's a quadriplegic who just, Kevin Hart is kind to, he attends to, and kind of becomes a best friend for him, allows him to open up and be happy again. And it is a phenomenal movie. First time watched this with my girlfriend within the last month, and I love it. Up next, we've got Togo, which is Willem Dafoe, a Disney Plus original movie. I watched this once when it came out in 2019, and I'm not a big fan of it. I'm going to put it behind I Trapped the Devil in C tier, which is a low C tier movie. Maybe I need to rewatch it, but I don't remember much from it. I just remember it kind of being boring. Toy Story 4. As much as I want to put this in F tier for existing, it's not terrible. So I'm going to put it where it belongs, which is B tier behind Spider-Man Far From Home. I hate this movie because it ruins the ending of Toy Story 3, but whatever. Woody wouldn't ever do what Woody does in Toy Story 4, so whatever. Up next, we've got Uncut Gems, a movie that everybody seemed to love, and I enjoyed it, but it's just not my favorite. I'm putting it in B tier, and I'm going to put it between Spider-Man and Toy Story. It's just not my favorite movie. It's not even, it's nowhere near my favorite Adam Sandler movie, and that, I'd put so many Adam Sandler comedies in front of Uncut Gems. I just feel like it for critics, it's a good movie. And I say that because the average moviegoer, the average movie watcher, like you and I, unless you're a critic, the average moviegoer, movie watcher, is a down-to-earth regular human being. While most movie critics have sticks up their ass and money coming in from movie companies saying, say good things about my movie, and a movie like Uncut Gems, while being good, is also pretentious. And movie critics are the most pretentious people on planet Earth. That being said, let's move on. Us is a great movie. A little flawed in comparison to Jordan Peele's first movie, which was Get Out, but an A-tier movie nonetheless, and I'm going to put it in front of Midsommar behind Booksmart, which makes Us my favorite horror movie of 2019, which, I don't know if you could hear it, motorcycle just went by. Pain in my ass. Um, it makes it my favorite horror movie of the year, which I did not expect when I was putting this list together. But I really do enjoy the concept. It's stupid, and the ending makes a little bit of a problem with the movie, but it's just a good movie. It really is. What Men Want. This is a comedy where a woman can hear men's thoughts. It's okay. I would put it in C tier behind Godzilla. Um, yeah, not a great movie. Wonder Park. Wonder Park is F tier behind Star Wars. Me and my girlfriend, my girlfriend and I watched Wonder Park together. It's like an 80-minute movie, and it felt like it was 5 hours. It was horrible. It might have been because we watched it at like 8 a.m., but I hate this movie. It's terrible. And the budget was fucking crazy for this movie. Up next, we've got I didn't realize this was a documentary. It's called Wrinkles the Clown. I don't care for it at all. Um, it's dumb. I'm gonna put it at the bottom of F tier in front of Black Christmas because that movie still deserves to be the bottom. I just, it's a documentary about a clown named Wrinkles who is like an evil clown, but a nice clown. It's weird. I don't know. It's dumb. If you ever want to watch it, check it out. It's stupid. It's like local legend down in Florida. Um, Zombieland Double Tap, our final movie of the video. And I've got a movie theater story for this. Oh boy. All right. I had one earlier with Endgame, and now I've got another with Zombieland Double Tap. First off, let's throw Double Tap where it belongs, which is Lost Among the C tier. I'm going to put it in front of The Fanatic in C tier because it is not as good as the original by any means. Anyways, Zombieland Double Tap. I go to the movie theater with my best friend and his friend at the time, a guy that I was not a big fan of personally. We go to the movie theaters together, and my best friend and I, we're in there and we're excited. Well, his buddy, which as you keep hearing me say, his friend, his buddy, again, don't like this guy. Don't like this guy at all. I think he's using my best friend for multiple reasons. But I'm also letting my friend figure that out for himself, which he eventually did. But anyways, this guy gets a phone call from a girl crying, freaking out, saying like that she's gonna hurt herself, this and that, which is terrible. It's horrible. And he wanted to leave the theater and talk to her, and I get that, and I fully respect that. Um, but he never came back. Um, he was over the phone with a girl who did not live by us, by the way. This is like a random girl on the internet that he met. And he's like, at the time, 2019, I was like 20 years old. He was like 26. He was much older than us. So he's what I am now. I'm 26 now. Um, Talking to this girl on the phone for the entire duration of Zombieland Double Tap, which what can you do over the phone not knowing this person? Call somebody that can help you. Like, I'm not trying to be a dickhead, but like, you're at, like, I don't know. If it was me, I'm like, dude, I'm at the movie theaters. You're a human being and you should not hurt yourself. And I love you as a human being. Don't hurt yourself. Contact somebody that can help you and that can physically be there for you in this time. That's what I would say. And I would return to my movie because maybe I'm a selfish asshole, but that's not even my problem. I don't care that he never returned to the movie. I don't care about that at this point because I don't like the guy. Anyways, the movie ends and the credits literally start rolling. Or I'm sorry, no. The movie's about to end, And he starts coming back up with his big ass bowl of popcorn. He bought like a large fucking popcorn. So that's like $15. And the movie ends, the credits start rolling, and he goes, "What?" And we go, "What?" He goes, "The movie's over?" And we were like, "Dude, yeah, you were out there for like 2 hours, like an hour and a half, 2 hours." And he was like, "You've got to be kidding." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, what the fuck?" Like, yeah. Like, he was like, "All I wanted to do was watch Zombieland 2." And he like flipped out, and we're walking out of the theaters, and this motherfucker threw his large popcorn all over the place. Like a full large popcorn that he paid for all over the place. Actually, he didn't pay for it. My best friend paid for it because this guy at 26 years old didn't have money. So he wasted my best friend's money. Wasted my, I don't even know. Did my best friend pay for his ticket? I don't remember. This guy never paid for shit. And so I just could not believe that. It was a horrible experience. And after that, I was a dickhead to the guy. I was like, I purposely was a jerk to him. That way he'd leave my friend alone. And years later, they no longer talk. But that is my story about Zombieland Double Tap, is that we had a friend, well, my best friend had a friend who was a scumbag. And made the night hard on the movie theater staff because he purposely missed a 2-hour long movie and then cried about it and threw a large popcorn all over the place. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching today's video. This is how I ranked everything, S through F. A lot of S tier, a lot of C tier, middle of the ground movies in the year 2019. Avengers Endgame, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, The Irishman are the top 3 movies of 2019 for me. And I very much hope that you go and watch any movie in S and A tier, even B tier, because they're all good movies. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.